Happy Sunday, everyone. Hello, welcome. If you're watching this live or if you're watching this later on, welcome back to the shop. Just wrap things up with the lovely tea timers. Always a good old time with the patrons. We're over here on a gloomy, rainy day, which is the best. Best kind of day. It's my favorite because, well, we're getting closer and closer to summer, and we get some brutal summers out here. And I'm trying to soak up as much of this as I can. So I hope you have something warm to drink, something to sip on. As we start, getting into warmer and warmer days. Yay! Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome back to the shop, everyone. Hello from across the globe. Yes. Hello. Like I was saying, it's a gloomy, here, I'll show you. Lovely, just gloomy, rainy day. They're my favorite. Rainy days are my favorite. Oh, listen. There's something about being in a little tin shop. Because even the lightest drizzle sounds like you're inside of a snare drum, It's lovely. I'm glad we got at least one more rain out of the year. But anyways, the Ginkgo gate is going great. Actually, here, let me grab you. So I have the branches all forged, twisted, and it's great. I didn't even kind of like mean to, but this, inch and a half makes for a great little handle, like a pull, because the hinges are going over there. It's so nice to be able to just have like a nice little handle. And the leaves will cover this. We'll have stained glass and all that good stuff. I just got the leaves cut. Like here. All the glorious Ginkgo leaves. There's gonna be 60 in total, which makes for 120. You're sideways, I'm sorry. There we go. There you go. Can't get dizzy on me. It's looking fantastic. Thank you. We're just about there, guys, and I cannot wait because guess what's next? The Steel Stampede banister. Got a meeting with the client this Thursday to finalize, details before I put steel into the forge. Very excited. Oh, beautiful work. Thank you so much. In the way this is going to work. So I puzzled about just how to adhere glass into this construct, right? There's good reason why I did not put a latch. There's no stop plate with a latch on this thing because, this gate's gonna swing both ways, right? And if this gate were to ever slam, a 300-pound gate will stop, of course, but the glass will continue to go, and I don't want broken glass in this gate. So my thought is, out of 120 pieces, you can see them over here. Stacks and stacks of leaves. You got them all organized, ready to get cleaned up and all that good stuff. But my thought is to space these just enough for the glass to slip in there, right? Weld up the stem, which will then get welded into the branches. And then what I'll do is very similar to how like a windshield in a car is adhered, like a really nice UV stable black silicone, is I'm going to sweat that in almost like a caulking with the glass in there, and it'll almost be like a little gasket. It'll be held in place where it'll be nice and snuff and not rattle, because this thing's going to be moving and swinging and doing gate stuff. So that is the plan. I'm going to do that very same plan on all these panels, right? These all the panels of glass that will be, across the top, around the sides, and of course the the Ginkgo leaves that will kind of gradient into yellow from green. It's gonna be great. It's almost like moving through the seasons a little bit. Speaking of seasons and weather and enjoying what we got right now before it changes, you know what I mean? Hey, Rage came in on swing both ways. Hey, we don't judge around here, baby. Oh, that's awesome. Way out of context. Hey, you never know. but I am very excited. Yeah. And I created different styles of the different leaves. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be a rapture of color. It's going to be a bonanza of chromatism. It's going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. And what a juxtaposition between, all of the scrolls that have to be the exact same on both sides, but also had to go in the exact spot I designed them to do. Then to go into the branches and twists and here, let me I'm gonna grab you again. All right, here we go. But it's so fun to be able to twist and move the steel into very specific and organic ways. You know what I mean? It's so fun because you get to be so gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? Help me. Gosh, I can't even see the chat. It's I could just be so in the moment, where all of a sudden, this branch came through, but then I want this branch to kind of roll and twist. And then, negate any wobbling. I was able to grab onto other limbs and stabilize them so they're not wibbling and wobbling. It's going to be great. I'm really excited. My next step for the gate, however, is meeting with the client. I'm meeting them Friday of next week, and determining if they're going to be, flat hinges, right? Or do they want it to be self-closing? You know what I mean? You're from Romania. That's incredible. You had a good pirate laugh. What's a pirate laugh like? Oh, man. Or a new type of barrel hinge that I'm thinking of that I might forge and machine from big 1.5-inch hex bar. Hex bar would be great because I would have, square. I would know, where everything needs to be. It's easy to line stuff up, and I think it's gonna be great. Anyways, but cut it at an angle so that, the gate kind of lifts in both directions. It's so gravity would create the path of least resistance being closed. So it boop, 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 and close. And then they could lock it with the cool kind of puzzle lock that's in there. Love your channel. Well, thank you. I'm so happy. And this will be going into the concrete down below. It's just like a little receiver that I put together real quick. So the cane, a little deadbolt in the center of the center bottom of the gate, this will be flush with the sidewalk, right? And that bar will go in and lock this thing up. But it's just always thinking is such a good thing because I could never want this thing to fill up with water. So I'm gonna have to drill all the way through the slab to make sure there's drainage because, if this thing filled with water, it could freeze and then pop. You gotta think of everything, you know what I mean? Is it so hard? What's so hard? What are we talking about here? But guys, I hope you're all having a terrific Sunday. I know I sure am. It's a gloomy, beautiful day. Man, I don't even know where Copper Dog is. Is he in his little bed? Copper Dog? Who knows? He's off on some adventure. Ooh, but I also discovered, how I am with sound and weird little sonic phenomena. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's got a bizarre, whenever you forge a ring, a cup, a disc, something like that, you usually can get a really pure, nice ring out of it. But since this has been, welded, full pen welds all throughout and then ground out, it's super discordant. There's 4 notes in there. I don't have perfect pitch, so I can't tell you which they are. But it's very discordant and quite alarming, really. Kind of gnarly. Nice resonance. I know it's all over the place. Ooh. I don't know. I like to torture myself with it. Reverb. Oh, Littlefoot, totally. Absolutely. There's just something about a ring, a good ring, not this kind of ring. I'm talking like, sonic waves. And like, let me grab something real quick. Like there's something around here somewhere that'll get a good ring. Like plate, like round plate, certainly has got it. Man, round plate is really good for having a good ring to it. But it's really important to get into center because that's usually where the node is, right? And a node is, clean that up. A node is where like all of the waves, right? Like you got sound waves, right? And where there's like a peak and a valley, it's right where it crosses kind of that center line. I see my anvil's lit on fire. Rage, look at you. You guys are, Mythic and Rage have been here for so long. You got your guys' anvil is like sparking right now. I love it. Sounds like the calling bell from Bloodborne. Ooh, that's cool. That's awesome. Okay, wait. I have a center punch. I wonder if it'll balance right on the center punch, because if that is true, that would be pretty cool. But I don't know how perfect my cut is. Ooh, it's not perfect. Because for it to balance on a center punch, I'm trying not to spill my tea. Don't spill the tea, Max. Because for it to balance on like a pinhead, ooh. I mean, right? I don't know if you guys can hear that. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's just like, oh, and there's two tones. There's one way up high, and there's one really deep, like droning. I can do this all freaking day. And I usually do. Especially whenever I cut out like a new disc or a ring or anything. I gotta know what kind of ring it is, because you know what? If ever my dream ever comes true of being like one of Hans Zimmer's or Bear McCreary's like interesting sound invention guys, oh God, that's a dream I don't even dare dream, you know? How long have I had it? Oh, I go through lots of steel rings and things like that. Especially if you put a dish to it, like a bell. Whoo! You get some really cool stuff. Like I would love, you know what would be amazing? One day I would love to travel. But I'd love to travel to the places where you get those like, I think they're Thai or they're like from Tibet, but those beautiful like kind of brass bowls, or like the singing bowls. Like whenever I go into the hippie stores, man, that's my favorite thing in the world, is grab one of those things and boo. Oh, I could do that forever. Yeah. It's just the best. A good ring, a pure ring, you know, it's just so amazing. Sound bowls, right, Littlefoot? Mm-hmm. Come to Romania, I would love that. I bet you I'd have a blast in Romania. I think, you know what? I think I would have a good time just about anywhere, you know? Huge bells in here. Yo, I would love that. Ooh, my ringtone is The Wedding by Bear McCreary from Outlander. Oh, that's really cool, Rage. I loved that show. I need to go in the Himalayas, Paul. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. Absolutely right. I want to travel one day. One day I'll get out of my little workshop and be able to go and experience other trades in real life, face to face. Oh my gosh, maybe I'll bring you guys with me. How cool would that be? Like, to make this channel like a bit of a travel one where I get to experience other people creating stuff, I would freaking, those are dreams come true. Oh, ooh, speaking of the channel, we're working kind of nonstop. And this is not a complaint whatsoever. Like, I'm very grateful for how the workload that I'm under. Because we take about 2 days off a month. as it stands right now, because of like not only running a business is super hard and time consuming and challenging, but so is video editing and running channels and stuff like that on all platforms and all that good stuff, but also doing Patreon and all that. So we've kind of reached a bit of a breaking point where we're kind of going broke and super out of energy because my time in here is less and less. But we have a remedy. We have some ideas we're throwing around. So I'm gonna do this every other day. Sorry, every other week, and on Sundays, same thing. But it's gonna be at 10 in the morning. So maybe you guys can get to your plans with family, what have you, at an easier time. Because I feel like noon. For me, it's noon. Whatever, I don't know what time it is for you, but I think earlier might be better for all of your guys' schedules. So every other Sunday, we're gonna be here. But I'm going to make announcements in the Discord as like weekly reminders of what we're doing. You know what I mean? We like every Sunday. I know, I'm sorry. I gotta look out for our bottom line. As much as I want to give you guys every ounce of my energy, I feel like I'm running out, which is crazy because I'm kind of like the Energizer Bunny. I usually don't run out of energy, and here we are. It's 10 p.m. here. So cool. So it'll be 8 p.m. for you. Yeah, Shiny, we got a Discord. It's great. Oh my God, the whole community is amazing. And if you join the Patreon, and I make it super inexpensive. You get all of the channels, and the community is amazing, super supportive. Like it's just the best. It's going to be great change. You know what, Littlefoot? I think so too. Littlefoot, we just got done having tea together. It's the best. Oh, Casey, nice, thank you. She seemed like a kind person. Debbie, well, that's a very kind thing to say. I do my best. We all try to do our best. That's all we got, right? Yeah, so it's late for you Europeans, so it'd be kind of nice to be able to do it 2 hours before. Not all people are kind. I mean, it's true. Not everyone wants to spend the energy to be kind, because I feel like it is like it doesn't cost you anything, but it might cost you a little bit of energy. That's it. Love our tea time. They are the best. You know what? Like being able to like hear about your creative endeavors, it's awesome. And making some changes over in tea time as well. There'll be a little bit more like this, maybe a little bit more about like my internal process and stuff, but really excited because there'll still be the chat space. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Yeah. You subscribed. Oh, Debbie. Well, that's very sweet of you. Well, welcome to the shop. I make fun stuff out of steel. But not only do we make fun stuff out of steel, we're here for a good story, some good community, and maybe just a little bit of push to jump into your own creative endeavors. Because it takes a lot of courage to be creative, and being creative is what we do as human beings. You know it? Rekindle that sense of whimsy a little bit. It's important, especially this day and age. I think it's important anytime, but by God, this day and age, we need some whimsy. Ooh, Mia, what's your current source of creative inspiration lately? Oh! That's a good question. I need to re-up my tea for this one. Oh my gosh. Okay. My current inspiration, where my current head is right now. There is always the very similar veins of where my head is usually at. With like capturing movement and flow in steel, right? Like this is a good example. This like little sculpture that's in the process. Flow, capturing flow is deeply important to me. But right now, I'm just really into rings. And I know that sounds weird, but rings and radiuses, circles intersecting lines and nexuses. Very cosmic, if you will. You know what I mean? Ley lines, spheroids. And I can't get it out of my head. Like for those of you that are part of my server, my studio server of the Minecraft, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's all like take an orrery, for instance. The ancient mechanism to mechanically capture the celestial dance of the bodies in our solar system, right? All the orbits and all the ley lines and the rings and just, oh man, I just been so in that headspace lately. That's been deeply inspiring for me. A little bit of sacred geometry and just how math, geometry, and life all kind of coincide. That's where my head's been. Sorry, that was a long answer. Goodness. Life is inspiration, yes. It's everywhere, baby. Remember when we talked about getting down and dirty with work? Yeah. To the point of no longer bothering you. You betcha, I do remember that. When's the last time you did that? Like being soaked to the bone in football? Ooh. When was the last time I was just like, you're so filthy, you're so like covered in it, like it doesn't even matter anymore. Kind of gets that way whenever you're polishing something. I know that sounds weird, but when you're grinding and your hands are covered in like soot and stuff, but then when you're polishing, and a lot of that polishing compound is getting on your fingers and your hands, and at some point, there's like no point of avoiding it anymore. The wheels touching your skin, it just doesn't even matter. You're already so, you're already so covered in it, The hair, oh gosh. Yeah, don't let me fool you. None of this is on purpose. Like I think I just got kind of lucky. I rolled some dice when I was born. I don't know. Something worked out. Flour, you know what? Like being sweet is my favorite, for sure. But I can get super unsweet. Boy, I can get bitter too. I feel like the pendulum swings both ways. And we've had this conversation many times before too. But like when the pendulum swings both ways, some people's pendulum does like this, right? They got a little bit of joy over here and they got a little bit of sorrow over here, right? Whatever the swing might be. And then some of us, holy crap, like you got just pure, like clandestine joy over here. And then you got, we don't even talk about over here, you know what I mean? So my pendulum swings like crazy. So don't let me fool you. Are any of you like that? Big swings? Have you ever forged your own D&D dice? MERS, yes. Yes, for all of my, I'm a forever DM, and for all of my players, for their birthday, I forge them at least a D6. A D6 is nice and easy, it's just a cube, and I make the 6, I carve it, or I stamp it, whatever, I carve them something intrinsic to their character. Like we have a sorceress who kind of is like a cleric, divine soul sorcerer, and she serves Eilish. She found Eilish through like in game. It was really amazing storytelling on their part. But they, like I got like the moon over in there, and each player has something specific to them. Well, thoughtful gifts are the best, It's not about the money you spend on a gift. It's the thought. I'm a very patient person. When I get mad, oh boy, yeah, flour, totally. Trying to remember. Casey's character is a monk of the 4 elements, and which is cool because she's very like, very like Aang, Last Airbender kind of style. She has a blast with it, and her 6 was all of the elements, the 4 elements of from the Last Airbender. Love to see some of your work. Well, like this is this is kind of the big thing that's taken over the shop right now is this Ginkgo gate. You know, and this is what it'll look like when it's all complete. It's just about there. All I gotta do is attach the leaves and stained glass throughout. You know, the puzzle lock is all done. And I just have to build the hinges. That's about it, baby. She's out of here. Then I get to start the horse banister, the steel stampede. I cannot wait for that. Because I want to make sure all of the horses are very independent of themselves, right? There's just something cool about characters. It's what makes a social group cool, you know, and interesting because, or just society in general, incarnate, you know, because everyone's got their thing to bring to the table, right? All of you in the chat right now, all got something really special to offer somebody. You know what I mean? We all have different experiences. We all have different knowledge bases, different souls. So I think it's really cool to be able to give each one of these three horses a totally different vibe. Either it just be the way they're bucking, the way they're, you know, their mane is moving, but also I'm thinking about maybe offering, you know, they're primarily going to be forged A36, mild steel. But then on top of it, thinking about maybe adding a little bit of multi-medium. Maybe one is brass, maybe one is copper, and another maybe just polished mirror-like stainless steel. I don't know yet. But I think it'd be kind of cool to get in some multi-metals in there, you know what I mean? Question, do you make the glass yourself? William, I do not, but you know who I do use is one of my favorite craftspeople that I work with and employ a lot and have been working with for like over 15 years now. It's crazy to think about. Her name is Carol, and she is darling. It's almost like, so first of all, she's in this cute little town, right one town south of mine, and it's called Templeton. And it's a darling little like western town, right? Still got its original blacksmith shop downtown, and it's Carol's Glass. And when you walk inside, she's got these cute little gardens. Her chickens are cruising around, and you walk inside, and you know I'm not a little person, and you know when you walk inside, there's these just shelves and you know partitions and stuff everywhere, and all these like glass, little cute little trinkets and all these little things. I feel like a bull in a china shop, so I'm always walking around. The floor is creaking under my feet. The whole place is kind of shifting and wobbling, you know. And I'm just trying to make my way through. And she's this cute wee thing, and she cuts all the glass that I ever commissioned. You know, she's incredible, and I put it in. But being able to support a local artist that's been a staple of the community for a very, very long time. She's been doing it for like 50 years or something odd like that. It's just the best. Can I please subscribe to your channel? I'd be upset if you didn't. Please do. Heck yeah. Dave, hello. Well, looking at her stuff is beautiful, right? She's incredible. She has just been a gift. And it's so funny because, you know, you don't really realize. I think, you know what? Let me put it this way. I think it's I need more tea. I need more tea. I think it's a beautiful challenge to challenge ourselves to realize the gifts, either it be a skill, people, whatever, in our lives, you know, especially before they leave us. But to like, you know, appreciate those that are in our life before we miss them. You know what I mean? I hope that made any coherent sense for you guys. And she is 100%. Like I look forward to many, many, many more years together. Working in, you know, side by side. But like doing lighting back when I was a kid for, you know, interior decorators and, you know, forging lamps and stuff like that. And then she would cut up the glass that I'd make a template for and I'd put it in, right? But like she has been such a gift for my career, you know, and I tried to give her as much work as I possibly can muster and share that with her, right? But it's really a good practice to look back every now and then, glance around you a little bit and realize how really lucky we are. The people, maybe some of the pets. Speaking of which, where's Copper Dog? I miss him already. Copper, come here, dude. But like the treasures that we're surrounded by, it's good to appreciate. Can't wait for those banisters, William. Dude, buckle up, partner. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Who am I? I'm Max Randolph, baby. And what I think I'm gonna do something very similar to when I was building this gate. Is I want to build the staircase here in the shop. Maybe something I could wheel around, much like this thing. It's nice to be able to like mobilize and move things because I'm in a dinky little shop, right? So I think I'm going to build the staircase so that I could build the banister on top of it. Yeah, William, you remember when you first showed the drawings, and it always takes a while. It takes a while from drawing to like me kind of unveiling it a little bit to me building it because I'm usually booked out a good year or two. And guys, there are some really incredible pieces coming down the line that I haven't even mentioned yet. Come. Flowers. Wow, they're still here. Rage. Shut up, man. You're going to make me cry. Yeah. That's it, man. 100%. Most important element in the workshop. Copper Dog. Yeah. Copper, where are you at? I'm going to see where he's at. There he is. It's Copper Dog. Oh, here he comes. Oh, it's the old shop dog. There he is. What do you think, buddy? What's that? You've been snacking on something. Oh, yeah, you're good. You're a real good boy. 100% genuine Copper Dog. It's cold, huh? Do we need to get you inside or put your jacket on or something, buddy? Oh, he's a good dog. My favorite boy. Him and I have been on a lot of adventures together. Yeah. All right, you can go. He's like, get me out of here. I want to go lay out in the sun. There is no sun. He's totally fooled. I think it's inspiring to a community of artists around you. Totally. We artists, we like to kind of, shove ourselves away, lock ourselves into our little caves. You know what I mean? Creative communities, I never realized how important it is. Because we share very similar struggles, from burnout to, all of a sudden your inspiration fades. That's a terrible place to be in. So that's where my community is built around. That is the core principle of my creative community is just being creative, and that literally could be anything. That is the most open-ended statement ever. It's just creativity in general. You know what I mean? It could be the way you organize your dishwasher to the directions that you scrub toilets. It doesn't matter. Creativity is in anything. Debbie, what kind of creativity are you in? Oh my God, please tell me. Very, very curious. Because you get to learn a lot. And especially, in these, you used to be Bradley, why aren't you now? Can't let it go. You can't let it slip away. In tea time today, this morning, we were talking about Inside Out. That good old tearjerker where bing bong. Can't let that childlike sense of whimsy go. It's the best of us. It's the best of us. Best part. Whimsy, splendor, awe, all that good stuff. It's very important. And I think that's my purpose in life is to be able to bring that back for people just with the little utilitarian things that I build, That's I think that is my sole purpose. Well, maybe a couple others, but it's to really try to awaken that sense of whimsy in people. That's my favorite. Oh, flower. You guys are so sweet. And no matter how I try, it just seems to to be far away and start again. Oh, Bradley, you have to do some soul searching, man. Maybe even some therapy. Therapy is good for anybody that's artistic, which is everyone. I'm going to continue to say it, man. I'm going to continue to say it. It's good. Being a person's hard. Being a person is tough. So keeping that sense of whimsy alive is hard because it's authenticity, it's vulnerability, all that good stuff, all rolled up into one. Is being out in the woods, Paul, 100%. And I'm so glad that you recognize what your therapy is. That's great. I got interested in blacksmithing because of Jay. Oh, that's great. Hell yeah. Follow the inspiration, William. Being Spider-Man is harder. Jeff, I know you're right. I know you're right, my friend. Honestly, being any type of hero or something like that, that'd be tough. A lot of responsibility. Oh, man. God, it's a beautiful day. I love a good rainy day. I don't know about you guys. I think it's because it's always nice and sunny here. We're very spoiled. So when we do get some inclement weather, I relish it. I create gardens for a living. That's incredible. Oh man, there's so many skills that go into that. That's a lot of hats. And love being able to create a space for my customer. Yes. Isn't it great to serve? And I know that's loaded, to serve. But to be able to offer your skills that you have spent your entire life curating to somebody else, there's some magic in that. There's magic in that. I love that. We're spoiled and a lot of people take it for granted. We're mothers when we are given. Oh yeah, oh totally. It's almost Mother's Day too. Or has it passed? No, don't even tell me that. No, it's coming, right? It's May. Yeah, I have no concept of time. Oh my God, don't make me panic like that. I love being able to help. Yes. Because that's community. That's ingrained in just our humanity. Be able to offer something. Offer a skill that you've been, building on. Oh, that 1%? Woo! I understand. There's a lot of frustration. I have like a key tattooed, not like a physical key, but like a key of clients that I want to work with. Because now I'm pretty spoiled. Like I get to work with whom I want to work with. But I have a key tattooed on my arm of pretty much three directions. One of the corners is, is the piece that they want from me, is it inspiring to me, to an audience, to you guys? Will this benefit the world? How I see it, right? Will I be able to, be very creative and explore new realms through that job? Are the people interesting and fun to work with? Are they super rude or inconsiderate? These are things to consider, right? Are they enjoyable to work with? And then of course, the root of all evil. Can I pay my bills? Can I keep the lights on building this thing? Is there any income or a trade of some kind? Like, how can I justify this much time to build it? And two of those on the triangle need to be filled for me to say yes. If all three are, if it's at the center, if the dot is in the center of the triangle, A+. They pay. They are a joy to work with, and it's super inspiring what we're building together. That's the dream. I can shear sheep, Debbie. That's awesome. That's great. Sorry to hear you're lost. Oh, who lost what now? Oh man, I'm so sorry. Aquaman, Mike, get out of town. Get out of town. That's too funny. Oh, shoot. Well, guys, I hope you're having an absolute terrific Sunday. And just as a reminder, I just want to reiterate, because it's going to take a few times, but we're going to start doing this on 10 a.m. rather than noon for me, right? So it'll be 2 hours before this, when I started at noon. And I'll announce everything in my Discord announcements. So if you want to be part of the Discord and know exactly when I'm going to jump on, or if I have to miss this week or whatever, those reminders will be there for you guys. And also, join the chats. There's so many cool creative conversations always happening every day. It's super exciting. People sharing the work, and it's amazing. And if you join the Patreon, you get all of it, right? There's a lot of channels that are kind of tucked away just for the patrons, because it gets pretty noisy. You know what I mean? And it'll be every other Sunday. They have in Italy and Spain, they have bars in front of the windows in many places. Sardinia, they have swirly patterns at the bars. 100%. Yeah, a lot of my style is rooted in that very Western European sensibility. Yay, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you all. Thank you for being here. You know, I love hanging out with you all. This is such a special moment where I'm able to just interact with my community and touch base with you guys, answer your questions, you know, as I'm building stuff. You know, it's fun to build stuff. And I really enjoy like bringing you guys along the journey with me, telling you guys like a little bit of a story. It's fun. I'll be posting here pretty quick about all of the zodiacs. We're finally going to start that series. And I'm really excited. So stay tuned for that. Whew. But in the meantime, I hope you're staying warm. I don't know how warm it is where you're at, but it's nice and cozy and cold. I might even start a fire in the house when I get inside out of the shop, you know. But I hope you guys have a terrific Sunday. You know, be good to each other out there. Kindness is free. Love you all. Don't forget to love each other, okay? Have a great day. Copper, say goodbye. Here, come here. Oh, there we go. Here he comes. Oh, well, if you guys don't know Copperese, he says, happy Sunday, everyone. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.